Hello, hello, hello. Testicles. Do we have... Are we live? Am I working? All good in the hood? What do we have here? One viewer, is that me? I can't tell. I probably should have put a preview thing first. We got Seggy the Eggy. How's it going, David Segerson? Ooh, who else we got here? Cameron Rogers. Bro, I saw this pop up and couldn't click it fast enough, says Cameron Rogers. Labat is live. Solid Justice, hello. Xavier D, what's up? 5XL. So this trailer is, well, we'll get to that. Let's watch it first, you know. While you have several, at least these things take a while to update. That reminds me. Let me pop one of these bad boys over here so I can see what's what. Just so I can get my self-esteem up. You know, if it's a low number, I'll just remove that. I pretend it's a high number. Okay. I'm good, David. Thank you for asking. I hope things are good at the Coca-Cola factory, you know. What's that secret ingredient, by the way? Let me know. Ice Goddess Rukia. Pumps, I watched some graphic surgery footage and need your sultry voice to cleanse my brain. Why are you always watching weird things, Rukia? It's a man eating insects. Now this 5XL just tweeted about it. What did you say in your tweet, 5XL? I haven't seen it yet. I've seen the trailer, but they've also got another one on their own YouTube channel, which is kind of like a behind the scenes making of this trailer, which I haven't watched fully yet. So I want to watch that too. Because it shows more things, you know. We ready to start watching? Let me know about the volume too. Although the volume of this is, I think, it's mainly music. There's not much you've been missing. We all watch weird shit online. That's true as well. That is true. Rukia, I'm going too hard on you. I've seen some awful things. Because my man Jim hates his audience. I gotta look up this Jim dude. If you're smitten with them, Rukia. Any friend of Rukia's is a friend of mine, you know. Who is that? Oh, it's DJ Sun. What's up, DJ Sun? When I told my dad, he told me to watch Bugs Bunny instead. Well, that's a good advice, you know. Anyway, let me interact with this browser over here, so we can hit that play button. I think I can just tap the old space bar to get that shit working. Yes, I can. Okay. Desert map. Let's just watch it first. Volume's probably gonna be low. Turn it up a little bit because that's low for me. Says even the music is bad. Doesn't fit it. It's like a retro kind of gaming theme instead of like action.
Oh yeah, let me get you in the church. Church. And I don't know if we've been
Cameron Rogers, yeah, that's the bullets is the one big thing immediately struck me. They look like fireballs. But I don't mind that too much. It's just that when they're walking, when they're strafing while they're shooting, it's as if the bullets bend or something. What, even after they've been fired, I don't really understand. Is it just that the bullets are moving so slowly or something? I don't know. Then we get some comedy at the end. Friendly fire, I guess. Which is pretty cool. I think it's possible. Oh shit, hold on a sec. Cancel. Let me cancel this before some trash pops up. Okay, good. David Segerson says, important thing is if the actual gameplay is good as a starting point. I really hope this shit ends up good, says 5XL. What is with the background music? DJ Sun says not good. Cameron Rogers says it could be fun, but it's no fire. Yeah, that's my takeaway too, is that I've seen a lot of people saying like it's awful, but after watching this, it does look like it could be fun. You wouldn't. It does kind of look like it's in a different league compared to Firewall, or rather, Firewall's in a different league compared to this. Like Firewall, you can see that it has the production value. It's got the bigger team. I don't know how many people are working on Alvo, but I imagine it's like less than 10 maybe. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm guessing First Contact probably has the bigger studio there. Alvo looks great, says Christopher Hart. So that's one person who's like super positive about Alvo so far. But was something I wanted to go back and see. It was the shotgun. So I've been on Reddit too. I've been just seeing what people have been thinking about it on Reddit. And there's a commentator over there who I believe is Tradition, but he doesn't have the name Tradition over on Reddit. And he's like making a lot of points that he was making that were making sense, or like things I didn't notice that he saw was like when they're shooting the shotgun. Which, where is that shotgun? It's in the desert area, I think. Let me mute it so that I don't mind it playing in the background. But it's like the recoil, it's like the person playing the game is adding recoil by manually flicking their hand after the shots, if you know what I mean. That's what he pointed out, and after looking at it, it's like, oh yeah, that does look like it's been acted rather than... Like the AK-47, that looks like real recoil. This looks like real recoil. But the shotgun... Man, those bullets look crazy. Another thing as well is the sights. He also pointed this out too. Is that... If we go back... Give me a sec here. So you can see... He's using a P90 weapon here. And he's got that hollow sight on top. But you can see where the red circle is. You shouldn't be able to see that if it was functioning correctly, like it does in Firewall. Like, the way that is, it's like just painted on, kind of. It's like just a texture. Like, you can look through it, obviously. But when you move the gun up and down like that, it doesn't adjust like it does, like in a real one, if you know what I mean. Cameron says it's a small team. Oh shit, that comment's gone. God damn it. I have to bust out my phone. I'll just go to the YouTube thing over here, which is slow though. Oh, there it is. Okay, so he says it's a small team. They lost a financer. They had some issues. That's true. They've had a lot of like trouble development with this game. By the way, it's been delayed again. So it was supposed to come 2019. They've confirmed it's coming Q1 2020. But after watching this, I'm not 100% sure it'll be I'm not sure it'll be ready like Q1 2020. Depending on how much work they put into this, because there's a lot of polish kind of missing, I think. Unless they go the Honor and Juicy route and just, you know, release this even though it's not like super polished, but it could still be fun. Alvo's fast-paced actions is Christopher. Yeah, that's a good point. It does look a lot faster than Firewall, and the big maps kind of remind me, like in this one in particular, where I've freeze the screen here. Like there's a dude on top of the rooftop over here, so there's like you got this verticality that you wouldn't see maybe in Firewall. So that's different, you know. Looks like it could be as fun as Honor and Juicy. something I would play a few times, and that's it, says 5XL. It'll be interesting to see if people will stick around with this, or if it'll be, like you said, play a few times and forget it. Will it be addictive? David Segerson says, doesn't have to be Firewall to be good, needs a fun gameplay loop and be its own thing. I'm not saying it needs to be Firewall. But at the same time, it's still looking a little bit rough, a little bit more polish, wouldn't go astray. And we don't know like how satisfying the game, like the gunplay actually is and stuff like that until we have it in our hands ourselves. Now, there's going to be a beta apparently this year. There's a link floating around somewhere, I couldn't find it. But that will be the time when we find out how satisfying it is to play that, or play Alvo. Xavier says he'll get it if it's $15. Another good point, another thing to take into consideration is how much is this going to be, and that can change your outlook on it completely as well. Firewall, $40 game, which is kind of almost like, that's kind of how the high-end PSVR games are being priced. $40 redos. There's some full price games, of course, but as far as AAA PSVR titles, which is kind of what Firewall is, I would say. Maybe not AAA compared to flat, but in terms of what's on VR, that's what Firewall is. You wouldn't put this in the same league, maybe an A or 2 down below, so you'd wonder if the pricing will reflect that. Because Honor and Juicy is quite a cheap game too, isn't it? Coming launch of PS5 needs the extra power to run those graphics. David Segerson with the jokes. Christopher Harris is looking forward to Espire 1. Me too. It's another one that's been delayed. Zach Weiler, this game looks jank as hell, but I'll still buy it, says Zach Weiler. Yeah, so there's a lot of people kind of with that sentimentality, I think. It looks a little faster than Firewall, but not much, says 5XL. It's not Call of Juicy fast. I'd say it looks a good bit faster than Firewall. Not Call of Juicy fast. No, I agree with you there, but it's not. It doesn't have the tactical kind of approach that Firewall has, so it can go a little bit faster. If you can play without PS Plus, I'm in, says Xavier D. I doubt it, unless it goes free to play. I like the fact that the environments are brighter and faster than Firewall, but I love Firewall the way it is also. Yeah, there's definitely room for 2 games, you know. This doesn't have the polish of a $40 game as of right now, says 5XL. I would think I'd agree with that. So is it true that Warzone game is releasing next week? I didn't hear it's releasing next week. But somebody told me it doesn't have multiplayer. Or Decepticon, I think it was, told me that Warzone isn't multiplayer. Is that true? As it looks like it's just multiplayer from the trailer I saw, but I don't know. Rukia is using that dark mode. Enjoy, Rukia. What there's the other video as well I want to look at. There, this is the shotgun part. So watch how he moves his hands after he's blasting that thing. It doesn't look like it's from inside the game. Like, it looks like he's adding to it himself. Like there's a delay on it, if you know what I mean. Tradition pointed that out, so credit to him. Unless it's like a super huge delay on the recoil. There's other things as well. Obviously the ammo counter in the bottom right corner there looks kind of cheap. Now obviously it's still not out. That can all be changed. It's also got this weird crosshair in the middle of the screen that's always there. I don't know what that's about. I don't know why they couldn't have removed these things for this trailer, because you want to make it like your best impression. It feels like the trailer was rushed. Kind of. Zach says, Polish Ball says, it's a cross-play release next week, but haven't heard from anywhere else. Now that's Polish Paul, notorious clickbait artist. So, you know, he might just say things to get them clicks. Plus, are you sure you understood what he was saying? Because I can't understand a word that fella says. Also, the maps look big in this game. But, again, lacking detail. You know? It feels a little bland. Again, small team. I don't want to be too critical, and the game hasn't come out yet. This could all be improved upon. But yeah, I really hope they improve the way the bullets look. They're just they're distracting, kind of. They're so big. Let me pull up the other video, which is like a behind the scenes kind of thing, where they show how they were making this, if you know what I mean. Go to their channel. Behind the scenes footage of Alvo devs messing around.
Yes.
Okay. Give me that URL. We'll pop this bad boy in. I hope. Without any trouble.
Yeah, so like I think the guy comes, like, you come up the stairs and I cap you, and then Ruben comes down the stairs and I cap him.
Yeah. Okay.
It was definitely pulling, or he was definitely pulling back to make it look like recall. I can't see who said that, but somebody also agrees. I missed that comment, sorry. 5XL says maybe they will add more textures. Textures are nice. I agree, I like textures. Zach says, can't trust those Pollux. I'm guessing you meant Polax though. And you can't trust Paul anyway, I don't know about the rest of them. I just noticed there's a crazy Hollywood level of muzzle flash. Yeah, I saw it as well when they're like shooting in the air. Kind of looks like a flare. Almost like a flare gun or something like that. But anyway, let's just watch this.
Wait, when you kill me, don't kill me from right here. Maybe kill me from like between, like right over here. I wonder if that's more interesting.
So they're just setting up the scenes that they're showing in the trailer
over there,
here.
and then you kind of like move around to kill me.
This ain't too bad from over here. Like, yeah, so you walk
like
you walk facing straight up, and I'll just come up right behind you. You won't even see me. And then at that point, you start coming down the stairs. All right, Ruben.
Maybe even show me like kind of peeking, you know, like.
Well, I just want to shoot you straight in the back, coming up the stairs.
I see. All right, ready?
Yeah.
And then go.
I like the way the legs actually seem to like walk up steps correctly, kind of. If you know what I mean. They've got some kind of physics in place with that.
That was good.
Dat boy Jap. I'm on vacation and miles away from my viewer. Is this game out yet? Not until next year. Nert Boglin is so tired.
It's even further up here.
Okay, so they skipped on to the desert map. So the first map is like some kind of suburb map, maybe. It looks like just someone's home when you're playing around in that area. Maybe smaller than this map. There's also the snow map. I'm not sure what the total map count is. There's definitely potential here to have fun, you know? Oh yeah, that's another thing to point out, is that you cannot hear, for whatever reason in this, you can't hear their gunshots. You can only hear the player's gunshots. Obviously some kind of bug or something like that I'm sure will be worked out. But this guy's shooting on the hill here, you can't hear us at all, if you know what I mean. Notice that crosshair isn't there on this vid. Says Minners. How's it going, Minners? And no, I didn't notice that. That's interesting. Oh, got some bugs there. Well, that was like the world disappeared there. That was some kind of bug. But I'm not going to be critical of any bugs that we see in this, because this is pre-release footage and they're allowed to have bugs in a pre-release thing. You know, it's not affecting anyone. That's fine. But that's interesting. Like, why is that crosshair there in the trailer and it's not here? What's that about? Black Tiger. Is this Honor and Juicy 2? I don't think it's quite. It's somewhere in between Honor and Juicy and Firewall. It's like Honor and Juicy. Firewall's up here. In terms of visuals now, and Alvo's in the middle somewhere. It's not quite as, you know, Lego-y as Honor and Juicy. Not that I want to shit on Honor and Juicy either, because it's basically just one dude making that, so that's like actually really impressive that he managed to do that. Hope they add arms, says that boy Jack. Another thing that's I forgot to point out, yeah, I'm not a fan of the floating hand thing, especially when we got aim controllers. I understand it for moves, because moves are a lot more, like, motion controllers are way more janky when you got two hands to be moving around. But with the aim controller, it'd be nice to have some arms. Zach Wilder says, you should shoot Scuba Steve. A friend request. He is, or he claims to be, the investor behind Alvo. And he'll tell you all about the development. Okay. Shoot him a friend request where? Is that his PSN name? Or what, Reddit? Because I heard the investor was someone from Reddit. Minner says, I think it shows real promise. Competition can only be good for first-person shooter us first-person shooter PS4 unit. Absolutely. I want this game to be good. Minners, the desert looks like it needs more moisture. In the rain clouds. Black Tiger says, if it's move support, I might be interested. I saw one of the developers commented on Reddit saying that the game was built for aim. So I don't think so. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think it's going to be move controller.
It's going through the wall.
I mean,
plus, if you're against move controller players and you've got the aim, you're going to kill them. You're going to destroy them.
Yeah, it's good to me.
Well, from a third person, person, I'm seeing the guns go through the walls.
Scuba Steve.
Can you try? Hit this? No, it doesn't go.
I think the developers are from Portugal, or the
somebody
studio.
else did it?
All right,
Portuguese.
look, so I'm about to.
You're not even touching the wall. Yeah.
Could be wrong. Sorry, it's definitely, it's in an early stage here.
What the fuck?
Like, there's no guarantee that this is where it is today either. Maybe they recorded this a few weeks ago, and maybe it's been improved upon since. P.D. Hawkins looks better when inside. The outside stuff seems extremely
3,
bland.
2, 1.
This again, that could all improve before launch. Like, maybe they're just getting the basics. They're working on the polish later on. Superhead says, so they're setting up to make it look like professional gameplay.
You're betraying me. Why?
You shot me in the back, dude.
Oh, this is like how they're making the trailer. They're like, okay, you walk here, I'll kill you here, and that kind of stuff. This is like a behind-the-scenes thing. For some reason, you can't hear the other players' gunfire.
Dude, this is fun, man.
He's enjoying it.
All right.
Look me when
This
you
is
go
back
over
to the
this
suburbs
chair,
again.
Yeah, I think you guys just
Crosshair is back, Spinners.
On the chair.
Maybe they just forget to turn it off or something like that. I don't
We'll
know.
just like interact with each other, we'll squat, we'll like, try to communicate.
I think look at me and wave your guns.
Yeah, see the gun flares. It's like a
Now,
firework
let me come
display.
up to you guys. You guys look at each other and then look back at me. Like just
Christopher
simply
happy
turn
with
your
us.
heads.
That's fine.
Just turn your
Gucci.
heads.
How many times? I gotta ask myself because there's no one here. 2 times. Mr. 2 times. How's it going?
And now I'm gonna blow you away with a shotgun.
What's with the tracer bullets? Then bullets
Okay.
are
Why don't
crazy.
you guys
That's
stand over here by
us two
these
walking
pictures.
through you.
Stand over by the pictures.
they're so
And
huge.
just admire the pictures. Look up at the pictures. You're in awe of the pictures. Back up just
Is
a
this a
little bit, the
keys?
guy on the right.
Do we have the rights to use this? That's the question.
Don't worry about it.
Did you hear that? He's looking at the picture. He said, "Do we have the rights to use this?" And the other dude was like, "Don't worry about us." Fighting South says, "I hope the maps are fun." That's another thing. It's one thing to have big
Look
maps,
at me,
which people
look
are
at me, get on your
happy
knees.
about, and that's
Get
like
on
a
your
difference to Firewall. Well, Firewall has
on
big
your
maps,
knees.
but these
Turn
seem to be more
around.
like open.
Turn around.
But it's more. It's another thing to have well-designed maps with like well-designed lines of sights and choke points
You
and all
turned
that
into
kind
a
of stuff.
bat. Literally, a bat.
Okay, now we're seeing some bloopers or glitches.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Like it's
Finally,
bad, but it's
yeah.
good. Like it really.
Yeah.
There's just a pile of bodies everywhere.
Minner says, I'm sure devs will be following Firewall on what First Contact Entertainment are doing. They're certainly hammering home the point that this game is going to have dedicated servers at launch. So they're very well aware that Firewall's biggest complaint, or the community's biggest complaint with Firewall, is the lack of dedicated servers. And they're like, yeah, we're going to have that day one. But it's one thing to have dedicated servers. It's another thing to have a whole game around it as well. Like, you know, I'm not going to buy a game just because it has dedicated servers. If you, like, you know what I mean. Some people seem to be just happy with the fact that you won't have the issues that Firewall will have, but I still want to have a good game around that, which Firewall is. Firewall's lacking them servers. Right now, anyway, they could come. Hopefully with Solaris it'll come. But yeah. 5XL says, best part of the trailer, there wasn't even in the trailer. Haha. Do we have the... yeah, they're not going to show that in the trailer. Andreas Castillo. You don't use your sights in this game, says Andreas. I'm not 100% sure, like, because it is possible that the game is only recording one lens, if you know what I mean. So they could be aiming with the other lens that isn't being recorded. But the sights in this game don't seem to be, like, accurate. At least the hollow sight. Minner says it would be nice to have some destruction, blowing holes in the walls with a shotgun would be amazing. I agree with that, but I just don't think the PlayStation 4 can handle that. Even at this level of graphics and stuff like that, if you know what I mean. One thing to have dedicated servers, another thing to fill those servers. That's true as well. And dedicated servers cost money to run. So if this game were to not be successful and have dedicated servers, those servers could get shut down, and then all of a sudden Alvo is not playable unless whatever single player it has. I don't know if it even has single player. So that, like what happened to Starblood Arena, that's no longer a playable game. So that's a danger of dedicated servers. It would be great for a game like Firewall because we know the player base will be there for a few more years at least. But with P2P, you never really have to worry about that, even if there's only 10 people still playing. As long as they're playing at the same time, I guess. I think. 5XL. It just might not look like it because the video records one eye exactly, yeah. Or maybe they just prefer to aim from the hip. It seems like I'm hoping I'm wrong about this, but it kind of seems like they're using the bullet tracers. The fact that the bullets are so huge to paint the target, kind, if you know what I mean. Like with the Sten in Firewall, the new like World War II weapon, the sights, there's no sights in that gun. So what I've been doing is just like shooting and then adjusting my aim after I'm shooting to see, like following where the tracers are going, if you know what I mean. I'm hoping that's not what they're relying on for this, but it's possible. It feels as if Christopher Hart has been paid for this endorsement. Christopher Hart, Starblood Arena has an offline mode, Pumpkin. It does? I thought it became useless once the servers went offline. Anyway, let's keep going.
What?
Oh, I think that was another bug. Okay, that's weird.
It's
Like we're seeing through the map or something. Maybe because all the bodies are piling up in one spot. It's gonna...
floor, you mean?
Okay, they've got some ragdoll in this game.
Wait, if you guys are both up there,
Huge
then
bullets,
I'll
says
be
Pete.
outside here to be the
Like
target.
flaming tampons.
Maybe guys, somebody go up in the window and I'll fire up in the window.
Are you outside?
Yeah, I'm downstairs out by the shed.
Going to that window.
And all the dead bodies.
I hear.
I'll be right here.
Oh, it's hard to tell right now because of the state that it's in and it's bugs and all this stuff, and you're not hearing the enemy weapons and stuff like that, but it sounds kind of bland as well. Obviously that'll be different once you hear the enemy guns and stuff like that going too. I won't be surprised if this game gets pushed back again, even after the early 2021. And I wouldn't be against that either. Like, they should
I don't
take
know,
as
man.
long
I'm
as they
thinking
need
maybe we do
to
keep
polish
this
it.
blood, dude.
That we
Who's
what?
that?
The blood. Maybe
Blood
we
with the
keep
blood.
it.
Edify till I die?
Dude, like you're
I'm
literally
sorry, your
turning into
name
a
is very
rat
small
when
on my
they're
screen
shooting
here.
with the shotgun.
Game looks like so much fun. So there is people
Wait,
happy
is it
with
closer?
what they're seeing.
Okay, that's fine.
Like,
Like
I'm
we
sure
go
there will
around the
be
corner?
drastic
Okay.
changes to
Yeah.
the overall look and gameplay,
Okay,
says Edify.
I go for it.
Drastic changes to the gameplay, even though it looks so much fun. Black Tiger says, seems like Counter-Strike 1.7 VR mod. It reminds me of the footage I've seen from Pavlov, kind of.
Okay.
And Pavlov's
Here
a
I
popular
come.
game over on PC and Quest.
Fight on inside now.
The stairs. Yeah, we're going to the stairs.
I think this map might be the nicest looking one. It seems to be the most detailed. Like the houses, the interior of the house is
Yeah,
a
I'm gonna
little bit
shotgun somebody.
Wait,
bare
wait,
or something, but the
go.
what's there is nice. Like the textures, the grass outside looks nice.
Inside.
I can do that all day.
Oh shit. Audio issues. Hold on a sec. Let me grab this thing. Audio issues led to the recording not picking up the other online players. Gunshot sounds. Please don't mind that. That's interesting. But how was it able to pick up the players' gunshots and not the other players' gunshots? You'd think it would pick up everyone's sound. But yeah, it's just a bug, obviously. Is there anything else? More so the look. I'm sure textures will be smoothed out, says Edify. I'm sure, yeah, I'm sure. They've still got time to work on. They got months left. Pete Hawkins says, Pavlov is oh, hold on a sec. Oh shit, what did I do? Cancel, you bitch. There we go. Pavlov is popular because they don't have firewall, says Petey Hawkins. Never a truer word said, Petey Hawkins. SFE Studios, how's it going? Don't get those PC viewer dudes started on Pavlov. Don't they have Onward as well? Pavlov and Onward, is that the big fight over there? Hockey fan. Is it endless ammo? I don't see the ammo count anywhere. The ammo count is in the bottom right corner. It looks kind of basic. Okay, there's a good point. So on the bottom right corner there you see the ammo count. So in some ways this kind of makes me appreciate a lot of the polish that's gone into Firewall. Now, again, let me stress, this is not final gameplay. This could all be changed. There could be a lot more polish added after. And also let me stress that I am a a First Contact community mod. So feel free to take everything I'm saying with a pinch of salt. But I don't think I'm being overly negative on this game. I think it's got good points. It has potential, you know. SFE Studios. Will it be PS aim or move support? I think it's just aim only. I don't think there's going to be move support. Because if there is, that would be just like mouse and keyboard players playing against controller players. You know, they just get wrecked all the time. And we got Minus in the chat. How's it going, Mr. Minus? And we have Mr. Muzz, the two boys together. Arriving together, both of them sweating with red faces. And I missed Muzz comments because you're all talking. Hold on a sec. Let me get up them chats. He said lace, but I got here. Alvo, huh? Yes, Mr. Muzz, Alvo. This is probably alpha footage, says Pete Hawkins. But the thing is, though, they was supposed to release in December. You know, I know they've had their setbacks and stuff, so it can't be too far away from release either, or what they're planning on releasing, unless they keep pushing. And maybe with all this feedback that they're getting now from people on Reddit, on their YouTube video, on the show. Oh, by the way, the PSVR awards show by Without Parole was excellent. I don't know if you watched that, you should definitely check that out. Couldn't believe like how professional it was, and they had like Greg Miller and stuff there reading out awards for them too. So that was amazing. Well done to Without Parole, and that's where this footage, like the official trailer at least, was debuted. Edified Till I Die says, I enjoy Firewall a bunch. Probably gonna play right now, but Alvo is offering Team Deathmatch. I want more game time, actually playing, and this looks a lot more fast paced. I don't mind it being basic. That's fine too. That's a perfectly valid way of looking at it. There's other concerns, of course, as well, about, especially when it comes to player base. That'll be a big one for this game. Will it have the staying power that Firewall has already proven that it does have? But we'll have to wait and see, obviously. Muzz says character animations don't look as good as Firewall. That's true, but keep in mind, this they probably don't have the funding that Firewall had either. Looks like they probably maybe made by a smaller team as well. Zach Wilder, yeah, we've been kind of spoiled with Firewall. Firewall just, like, you can see how much how polished it is now compared to this. Now, not to disrespect this one, but it kind of gives you a bit more appreciation for what you've seen in Firewall. For me, anyway. You didn't miss much. Okay. Geisen, Moisture, how's it going, Geisen? Geisen, I saw you say hello to me in that other chat, and I tried to reply to you, but then I was like, oh, slow chat is activated. You can't, blah, blah, blah. And I was at work, so I had to go. But hello, Geisen. Pete Hawkins. Don't think First Contact will be worried by this footage at all, says Pete Hawkins. Well, they can, even if this footage was like mind-blowingly good, they can only focus on their own game, you know? Little Herb Gaiman, how's it going? Pete Hawkins, the footage could still be much older. That's true. That's a good point, Pete. But I can't imagine why they didn't, like, change some, like, this is the debut footage they're showing here, and they're showing some stuff that seems like really easy to fix, like that weird crosshair that was appearing in the middle of the screen. It just could have looked a bit more professional, I think. I feel like it was rushed, but again, who knows? Maybe they just didn't have the time to do it with the new build. Zach agrees the show was well done. Yes, it was. I stopped when I saw that they didn't ask Decepticon to present best soundtrack. Can you believe they got that Dave Station guy in there? Who is he? Edified Till I Die. I see the comparisons, but I don't know why everyone is forcing this competitive narrative on the games. I'm sure all of us Firewall fans and players will have that inkling to see what it offers. Absolutely. I'm interested. I want it to be good. But again, Firewall's been getting huge criticism, like for the last, how many months has it been out now? It's over 12 anyway. And anytime it's been criticized, and anytime it has its haters and stuff like that, and it's like, wait till Alvo comes out, then Firewall's gonna be dead. You know, that kind of talk. And I'm not sure I'm seeing that right now. You know, Ultimo says, I honestly thought the game would be much further along. I won't be surprised if it doesn't come out until late 2020 myself. Johnny Right Pop says, Big Papa Bum. How you doing, Johnny Right Pop? Big Papa Right Pop. Big Poppin' Pop Pop. SFE Studios. Honestly, I think aim controller was a mistake. It all should be on PSV. Well, that's interesting. You're like one of the few people I've seen who prefers the moves to the aim. Everyone loves aim that I've seen so far. Obviously not everyone, but you know. Pete Hawkins, I do think it's older footage. They just wanted to assure PSVR gamers that it's legit and not a dead game. Hence the release of this footage. Maybe so, Pete. Maybe so. Redis is extremely toxic. Yes, it can be. Get the fuck out of here. Aim controller is a superior option. So yeah, we've looked at Alvo. Have you guys noticed anything that I didn't touch on that you want to talk about? Like all of the stuff I've been critical of, I feel like they can improve before launch. These things can be addressed. The bullets, the tracer bullets, the effect that they have on them is like over the top. I don't know why it's so big, but you imagine that wouldn't be too hard to fix. They they can improve the visuals, of course, with a bit of time. And of course, there's the beta coming soon, so we'll have a much more kind of comprehensive feel on how the game like actually feels. Is it satisfying to shoot someone? You know, that kind of thing. In controller is expensive and it's limited. With PS Move, you could actually hold the gun the way you want, says SFE Studio. Well, if you're using PS Moves, well, let's say for example, you're using a two-handed gun with the Move controllers. I absolutely hate that. I do it in like Killing Floor Incursion, stuff like that. It's just weird because there's no resistance between your hands and your hands are just floating. Whereas with the aim, you're using both hands on the aim. It feels like you're really holding what you're holding in the game. And it just adds, that's my personal opinion. But yeah, and you can still move it around like you would a motion controller, you know. You can shoot sideways like gangster style, all that stuff. Pat loves the aim. How you doing, Pat? Spoken like someone who hasn't used the aim. Pete Hawkins says, what is that on the screen now? A bullet hole? That's a bullet casing. That's another thing I noticed is like bullet casings seem to fly into your face and bounce off them, which isn't like maybe a nice touch, but I don't know how consistent that is. David Segerson says, didn't see any variation in this early build. No grenades. That's a good point too, David. And no different modes too. They didn't show off. Okay, so we'll talk about the very first trailer they showed off. The one for that said it was coming in 2018. I think we can all agree this doesn't look really anything like that game. Like it's a step down. And in that trailer they showed off like a bomb defusal type mode, search and destroy or whatever. They haven't showed any of that stuff here too, so there's still a lot they can't show off. This was all like free for all deathmatch, I think, that they were showing in both of these videos we've looked at. Yeah, it's interesting that they left that out actually for the main trailer. I wonder what that's going to look like. And yeah, David Segerson, good point. No grenades. It was all just shooting. There wasn't even any handguns, I don't think. Muzz says, I hope they changed the look of the tracer rounds. It looks pretty bad as is. I agree, Muzz. They just look so big. And it's like they're moving slowly. It's like they're slow moving energy projectile kind of things. Gotta start going to bed earlier. See you next time, Pumps. Rukia, good night. Sweet dreams. Thanks for stopping by, of course. Alvo looks bogus, says Chopped. Chopped, not a fan of what he's seeing. It's nice that there's like it's not all one way or the other. It's not everyone shitting on us. It's not everyone praising. There's a healthy kind of mix, if you know what I mean. Looks like a game from '97, says Chopped. But look, I don't want to shit in the game just for its looks either, you know, because Honor and Juicy's out there, and that's a pretty solid game, and it looks like it was made in PS1 times, kind of. Overall, I sure wasn't blown away by this trailer, but could still be a fun game maybe, says Muzz. I think I agree with Muzz. Night Rookie says 5XL. So is this on Rift or PS4? From what I can tell, Black Tiger, this is now a PS4 exclusive. It's not on PC anymore. So they're just focused on PSVR. I assumed the investor that they got, he probably had a part to play in, like, no, I only have a PSVR headset, so, you know, just make it for PSVR. Here's fucking 20 grand or whatever it was they needed. So yeah. Ain't no firewall, says Chopped. Well, what is Chopped, you know? Ain't nothing else like out there like firewall. Not even flat. I think that's it, lads. I don't think there's anything, and ladies, of course. I don't think there's anything else to go over, is there? Pete brings up a good point. He says it might all look better in VR, as we all know the visuals don't match when you are watching someone play a VR game. More so a first-person shooter game. And that reminds me as well, Pete Hawkins. I didn't see a piece of text anywhere in the trailer. I could have missed it. Maybe let me know if I did miss it. That says this gameplay is being played on a PSVR, or this gameplay is being played on a PC or something like that. You know, like a dev kit or whatever. I'm hoping this is what it looks like running on a PSVR. If it's dev kit stuff, that opens the door for like downgrades. Geisen says, this is just a really early bird and it needs polishing. There you go. Pat Leading Fox. Could be fun if it plays like Zero Caliber Lux. There's another one. Is that one ever coming? Yeah. The floating hands are horrible, says Chop. Yeah, I'm not a fan of them either. Especially when we got aim support. I think aim should be like a big help when having, like, putting your arms in games and stuff like that. But who knows? They might add it before the game comes out. It's been pushed to early 2020, as we touched upon already. I was just about to ask how sure we are this is PSVR footage, says Minners. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Oh, right. Bird, not bird, build. I thought we were just using a bit of slang there or something, you know? The early bird catching the worm, Geisen. But yeah, I think we're done for now. And we'll talk about this again some other time, I'm sure. I'm sure we'll be talking plenty about Alvo in the next few months. Thanks for watching, you know. If you enjoyed this, maybe drop an all like there, you know. Keep me fed. Alright, I appreciate that. I appreciate everyone for stopping by and having the chats, you know. GG, and I'll see you next time. Good luck.